easier one. And then TSM loses to Misfits
TSM was supposed to win
with
that group because
Team
WE
Wee
was
in
supposed
there.
to be WE was supposed to
Oh
be
yeah,
second.
WE is not very good. Misfits not very good. Flash Wolves not very good. And
TSM.
TSM just scrub-a-dubbed it out
Yep.
like they do every year. So
Didn't
I don't
even
even
make
really
it
want
to
to see TSM at
semis.
Worlds this year because I don't want to see them scrub it up again.
I want a team in
I
there
don't
that can
really-
actually do something, you know? All right, guys.
Episode 5 of the Perspective.
Yes, episode 5 of that show that he just said. Anyway, we're moving in. So last week was week 7, a very fucked up week. And
For you.
we're moving into week
Look
8
pretty
now.
good for me.
So, interesting enough to note, there are exactly 4 more games for each team as we move into the last 2 weeks. Looking back at the results of the last week, though, we see some.
All went just as planned.
Yeah, okay. Mister, I'm just going to call random bullshit upsets and see if it works for me. And it worked.
It worked for me.
Anyway, so yeah, I think the craziest thing to happen was especially CLG, both wins. None of us thought that was going to happen at all.
Against 2 good teams, very
Yeah.
good teams.
But I think personally, I think it's just CLG had a better read on the new meta coming out because this is the first week on 8.4.
It's very likely.
Crazy new patches for AP. The jungle items changed. The even though you still have that ward game, since the jungler doesn't have as much of his involvement into it, it changes how the ward game has to be played and the vision game has to be.
The meta didn't really change though about champions picked and stuff like
Oh,
that. So
well-
CLG shouldn't have really gotten there. They shouldn't have beat Cloud9 or TL, but after beating Cloud9, TL is one to beat. I'd say that's the biggest one on there. I picked Guardians over Fox. Wasn't too surprising to see them win because, like I said, they were beating Echo Fox the previous week after they gave Echo Fox a lead. So kind of saw that going that way. And then what do we call for upsets? I think I called 4 upsets.
No, you called 3 and I called 2. And I can agree. I think you won this one because out of the ones that I would actually call upsets, which is both CLG games,
Both CLGs.
and the Golden Guardians versus Echo Fox. Those are the 3 real upsets I could see.
Called all 3. Called
Yeah,
3
because
upsets total.
Clutch
Those
and
are not the ones I would have picked though. Those are
Yeah,
not the upsets
I
would
have picked Optic over Clutch or FlyQuest over Clutch maybe or
Yeah, one of those. Golden Guardians over at Fox definitely, but not CLG winning either game. Those the CLG wins are not the ones I would have thought are upsets.
yeah, which is crazy because now if you look at the bottom half of the bracket, which I did, you got this crazy tie where also with TSM and 100 Thieves, if they lose a couple games and CLG
Somebody
wins a
else can
couple,
sneak in, yeah.
yeah, it's this crazy thing that's going on. But the cool thing about it is, as we move in to the actual standings, as of last week, Echo Fox, Cloud9, and Clutch have secured their spot in the playoffs. Whether or not they lose all their games now, they will remain top 6 no matter what. So that's cool.
You said 4 games left, right?
Yes, there's 4 games.
Clutch,
Clutch is secured no matter what. If
Clutch
they
is
lose-
secured because they beat CLG.
Yeah, and they'd go 9-9 at the worst.
Yeah, but then
Which would be
CLG
better.
CLG would go 9-9. Could go 9-9 also.
That's true. That's true.
But like I said, Clutch beat CLG both games, I believe, so they have the tiebreaker. Not 100% sure if they beat CLG both times. Because if not, just Cloud9 and Echo Fox have secured.
Well, according to everything I've seen, Clutch has it secured. So I'm guessing you're correct, but I'm going to go ahead and check this. So Clutch does have the 2-0 over CLG. So even if CLG did get up to 9-9, we're winning all of their next 4 games. Wouldn't be in. Yeah.
Well, CLG could still be in because they could still pass up TSM.
Oh yeah, they could still pass up TSM, but that's just if
but
Clutch
is just in there.
Yeah, that's just the Clutch.
So the top 3 are definitely going. 100 Thieves have been looking good. Liquid. Oh man, it's rough. I mean, FlyQuest, Golden Guardians, and Optic are all out. I believe. Well,
no, that's the thing. I don't know.
They're not 100% out yet.
Exactly.
Because they can have 8 wins. TSM loses all theirs, CLG loses all theirs, any three of those can move into sixth.
It's definitely very unpredictable. I think that 100 Thieves and Liquid might be locked down where they are, or maybe even TSM might be locked down in the 4th place. It's just that 5th and 6th place, whoever's in there after week 8, after this week, going into the last week of LCS,
whoever could get booted down.
Yeah, whoever's in like
could get really
5th
interesting.
and 6th,
We'll see.
Whoever's in 5th and 6th have to be very scared of losing their spot.
Yeah, depends on this week.
Yep.
This week's games.
So looking back at what we saw instead of looking forward.
Longest game is kind of how we thought.
Yeah, but
it was going to be the closest game of the week.
It is. Yeah, it was the closest game of the week, and we did perceive that it probably would be the longest game. The weirdest part for me is that it was the longest game in a meta right after this big patch where they switched it, where the game should be shorter. Baron is stronger.
Yeah, with Baron,
the Dragons are stronger. That's after second.
Well, just
second Drake.
Elder Dragon and Baron
that's
get really strong.
Yeah, that's after. But 46, you should have 2 Elder Drake spawn after 40. Yeah, 46.
They had 2 Elder Drake spawn. I don't know if they got both of them in that game, but the Baron big meta with Baron and
a Cannon Minion.
With Baron Cannon Minion with Banner on it.
Which is why another thing I wanted to talk about. We'll get to that in a second. But Cloud9, damn. Yeah.
I don't know. Cloud9's not anywhere on any of those lists for anything.
Well, no, like I watched the I wasn't actually here for the Cloud9 CLG game, but I did watch the VOD, which means I could pause it and say, "What the fuck?" Cloud9, like they had a very good lead. That game should have been theirs, but even I watched some post game interviews with Licorice, and he's like, "Yeah, we just we were focused on the Banner and Baron, Cannon Minion." And
forgot to win the game.
Yeah, he was saying like that was the only win condition that they saw for themselves, because they were like, oh man, this is OP, we're focusing on this. When they were looking back, they looked at it that night and said, there's probably multiple ways we could have won that game instead of only trying to focus on this one thing. Whereas COG had a team that could easily clear things out, they countered it out, and they just played for that late game, which you should not be able to do in this meta in Cloud9.
Wait, CLG, you mean Yeah.
CLG played for the late game against Cloud9. Yeah.
And you can see Vision score changed from all 3 being junglers to all 3 being
support,
which 100% makes sense.
Yep.
Biofrost moving up on the assist list makes sense.
He had
the
an
big
amazing
one
week.
that I'm seeing starting to move up is Matt. The last 2 weeks, his scores have just been ridiculous. Matt,
yeah, he's been doing pretty damn good. Yeah,
kills, assists, he's been killing it. So, been doing really well. Surprising on the most kills to have Dardoch in there is pretty ridiculous. To just have a jungler. Junglers don't get very many kills right now. They're all on the assist game.
Yeah, and that's another thing. We saw the meta shift a little bit to where top lane is less carry. We're not seeing as many Vladimirs.
It seems like top lane is almost completely out of the game right now.
Yeah,
like,
it's in tanks.
Watching LCK, LPL, not even just tanks. It's just like the jungler never goes up there. Nothing happens up there, and you see supports with higher scores for everything than the top laner, because the top laner doesn't move until 15, 20, 25 minutes into the game. They're just not doing anything at all. They're not making those. They're not going to make those tower dive plays 4v2 bottom or anything like that with the teleport. You're just not seeing it because people are still carrying stopwatches. People are still carrying the extra teleports with a lot of people going unsealed spellbook. So you're seeing a lot of people not going for that because they know the other team can just join.
Yeah.
So that meta is kind of gone.
Welcome back to Season 3 top lane.
Yeah, it's just not having any impact at all. I've been doing the on DraftKings, like I'd rather pick a support than a top lane because supports score a lot more points because they're in the game more.
That's true. Especially if you did watch both of Biofrost's games, his Bard game was fucking omnipotent. I think he got... It was just crazy. I think basically Biofrost solo carried this weekend, and he did not get enough credit. It's good to see him on this list, showing that he did get some credit
Most
there.
assists,
but
28 assists over 2 games is nice.
Yeah, I mean, even a lot of TSM players say like he was one of the reasons, if not Sven Skaren especially said he's one of the reasons, if not the main reason, why TSM even made it to Worlds last year, and yet they got rid of him because of his communication issues, or their version of communication issues.
I think they mainly got rid of him because getting Sven and Mithy both having a bot lane together.
Because then looking at the interviews with the CLG team right now. And they actually had an interview with Afro talking about, you know, why is, like last week when CLG was doing shitty, like why is CLG being shitty? And I saw in the interview Afro was like, well, when I left, I kind of told them that who he should be the shot caller, but it seems like now when I talk to them, they're kind of confused about, you know, or maybe who he's not taking the position correctly, he's not making those definitive calls. And then this week, Biofrost said, yeah, I've kind of moved into that shot caller position, so now it feels like CLG found the person they're going to shot call, like who's going to be the lead, but I think it's just a little bit too late in the season. You know what I mean? It's like,
we'll see. It's still, they're right there. They're 7th place, 1 win away.
I want to believe that they can make. I want to believe that they can make it up there. I feel like out of all that we've seen this whole split, it's just 1 week. That was just 1 week.
Yeah.
So. And plus, now other teams are having more time to practice on the meta. See if they can, you know, keep putting it together. But moving into the champion presence,
Skarner's still in there. Sejuani's still in there.
Azir.
Rice picking up. I don't like the Azir pick. Seeing Cho'Gath up there though, that's a little bit surprising.
Surprising and sad because now the game looks boring.
Yeah, Urkan makes sense.
For top lane,
for sure. I think from watching LCK, I think we'll see resurgence of Olaf because, and Nidalee, they're talking about
Olaf especially, and
having human wards because Nidalee and Olaf can both invade the jungle and not die. So they basically find the enemy jungler, and it's basically like having a ward. Since they can't ward it, they find the enemy jungler. They're right here. If they get collapsed on, those two can either escape easily or get the kill. And it's big into Skarner because he can just ult off Skarner's ult, so it just takes away a target for Skarner completely. Yeah. And he has the slows on him and different stuff like that. Same with Sejuani. It's counter Sejuani can just beat her in her own jungle, can ult off her ult.
Yeah, another thing we saw.
Probably going to see Olaf next week.
Another thing that we saw that we have not seen, actually, I realized this. I don't think, especially in the NA LCS at least, we have not seen Lee Sin at all, any of the games.
Acadian just played.
Yeah, I'm saying. Until this weekend.
Was it?
Until this weekend, we didn't see it, and then we saw it.
Regular trinket wards.
Yeah, we saw him 4 times this weekend.
Yeah, it's kind of weird that he came back in after they took away the trackers.
All his wards and everything, but yeah.
But I think Contracts played him too. Being able to go red smite on him and just do a shitload of damage. And again, it's another jungler that can escape very easily from the enemy jungle, so it's another one of those warding body wards.
Because the jungler doesn't have to. Lee Sin is a very early game jungler, and he can deal a lot of damage early game to get that lead that you need to get this game right now. That's a short paced or fast paced game into that driver's seat. But Lee Sin has always been basically hampered by having to get that green smite because he needs the wards, he needs to be tanky because he'll fall off eventually. But taking out the green smite, it's like, well, no matter what I do now, I'm going to get a smite that's aggressive. I can challenge for fights in the jungle, in lanes. I can create things.
Blues and reds now, which it makes the game a little bit more exciting for the junglers.
Especially watching LCS, because you want to see that stuff happen. We usually, old LCS, it was all green wards. So now you actually get like, okay, I got to go smite shit and do some attacking. All right, so last week's predictions, moving into the next slide here.
Spoiler alert, Fantasy got crushed.
Yeah, because apparently picking logical answers does not help in sports.
I picked the logical answer. I don't know what you're talking about.
Bullshit. God.
What do you mean?
Golden Guardians does not logically beat Echo Fox.
Liquid logically beats 100 Thieves. You picked for an upset there for 100 Thieves, so you're wrong on that.
Yeah,
we both picked TSM, so we're good. Cloud9, that was the only
that
would have been a logical pick. Golden Guardians over Echo Fox, I already told you, bro. They played against them once. They got a little bit behind, and then they came back hard, but just not hard enough.
So yeah,
this game, they just started out 2-0, and just started smashing them the entire game, which is what I expected to happen. I said at the beginning of the season that Golden Guardians was a playoff team. I thought they were going to be a top 3 team. And now they're showing the gameplay to back that up. Even the Cloud9 game, they almost beat Cloud9. It was a really close game.
That's true.
And it's either Golden Guardians showing up better or C9 showing up shittier, and I think it's a little bit of both. Because Cloud9 is not playing the way they should be playing.
I don't think they're
Golden
adapting
Guardians
to the meta as fast as we think they should.
Is playing much better.
Yeah.
And we both picked Clutch. Clutch is moving up. They are doing very well, and they're looking really good. We'll see how the second summer split looks with them. But right now, they're looking really good.
I'm actually
for those games, so.
Really interested. I really want Golden Guardians to make it into the playoffs, and I'm glad Clutch is too,
man.
because I want to see I want to see how these new teams with new staff and a new coach. Because best of ones, like your coach has very little influence, and I think even in best of threes he doesn't have that much, but the coach's influence drastically changes because it's like, okay, we just saw what they did, we saw that pick and ban phase. How do we react?
I wish every game was 2 out of the 3s, dude, but
yeah, so it's going to be interesting to see those new organizations adapt to that new play style because, yes, these coaches and these staff members may have been in the league for a while, but not with these other people and with these players. So it's going to be different about how they take this step and how they adapt, especially with the crazy 8.4 patch that we're going to be on. Actually, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's going to be 8.4. 8.6 is not going to be viable for playoffs. This was the last one before playoffs. 8.4 was last, right? Because we're going to have 8.5, but then 8.5 is not going to make it into the playoffs. Or 8.5 is going to make it 8.5 for the playoffs.
So fantasy with 3 wrong, only 2 right, got crushed. Now this one, we both picked TL. They failed. CLG just looked good. Echo Fox, 100 Thieves over TSM. I had them up on the power rankings, so we picked
I had 100. I had TSM over 100 Thieves because I thought 100 Thieves was like, oh man, they just had one nice week. Okay, the new patch is coming out. They're gonna struggle again. They're gonna stumble.
Good, man, they were looking good.
And they popped up. They completely.
Fantasy didn't change the logo on there, but I definitely picked Cloud9 over Golden Guardians, even though that was a close game. Can't believe my dude picked FlyQuest over Clutch though. I think that was just.
Well, you went for all these upsets, and I was like, I'm gonna take an upset too. Let's go. And mine's the one that does not work.
Not for Fly. So, damn, on the week.
Your
boy came out with
9
8 out of 10.
No, wait.
I don't think there's anybody better.
Is there
anybody better?
It was 8 out of 10. No, you beat everybody because even the casters fucking.
8 out of 10.
I think I had the same picks as the casters, and we just shit the bed.
Holler at your boy.
But so that breaks. Last week we were both even at 6 out of 10, and that's fucking wrong. But week 7 head to head, so yeah, I got dumpstered. But that brings our overall from the past 5 weeks to 50% and 55%. So I'm not too far behind you,
Not too far behind. You can catch up this week.
Yeah, give a couple games.
My overall's better than your overall now.
Yeah, but by 2 games. That's it.
2 games? No, that's not big. We'll see what happens this week. You might be able to catch me. I might make them all wrong.
Yep, and then my overall moved up. I think no, it didn't. It's moved down 2% from 56 to 54 on the whole entire split so far. But I thought it was getting easier to predict games because everybody started to get into their spots.
Nah, son. Hell no.
But then LCS was like, "No, fuck you, bro. We nah, man." But all right, moving on.
My power rankings changed on there. You got them different of mine.
Oh, did you change them on the Excel sheet?
Yeah.
Okay. Then I will do some cool things, and we will move them on here as you talk about them. You move them. I'll move them.
Oh, okay.
So, all right. So anyway, this is mine. I went ahead and moved mine earlier. So
still got you such a fanboy, dude.
They
have to move down. They are losing to bad teams.
So is Echo Fox.
So they both move then.
But where do they both move? They're still
Cloud9 twice. Explain yourself.
I've already explained myself.
Other than you being a fanboy.
I feel like Cloud9 plays their games, the games that they play, more solidly, and they show a continual lead and a continual growth, whereas Echo Fox games are either up, or down. There is no consistency in their gameplay. Therefore, I think they are the better team, and only because of the best ones are they ahead of them right now. But if I wanted to put them together in scrims or any other day, I would always predict Cloud9 to win based on their gameplay and their skill level that I can see.
Even though they lost twice already.
Even though they lost, it's the one-trick gods of Echo Fox who will die in the playoffs because I bet you they cannot play best of threes. But anyway, so I kept Clutch. Actually, I think I moved Clutch up because I had Team Liquid at third, but I moved Clutch to third. Team Liquid 100 Thieves, or Team Liquid stays kind of where they're at. They dropped down one. TSM, I moved them out of fifth, down, and 100 Thieves up because I saw that they're doing a lot better right now.
How are you going to move Optic to last place?
I moved Optic to last place just because their past 2 weeks have not looked very convincing. Even in the wins that they've had, they've been like, oh, we barely beat Golden Guardians. And the reason why I moved Golden Guardians up is because I have seen the most growth out of them over the past 4 weeks than any other team in the LCS at all. CLG had one powerful week, but I still do not think that means, until I see more from them, I still do not think that means that they get to move up a shit ton.
Yeah.
But I do believe that Golden Guardians can at least make 7th. Because looking at their next matches, and let me read them off to you, and you tell me if you think that I made the correct decision. Because their next matches we'll see eventually here.
Mostly when it comes up.
Yeah,
we'll talk about it when we do that stuff.
For instance, their next matches are 100 Thieves. They can take that one. FlyQuest, they can take that one. And then their last 2 will be TSM and Clutch. I honestly think they can beat any of those teams.
We'll see. It's going to be a hard road, but it's possible. It's definitely possible.
All right, so moving into yours, and we will have a little fun here.
So, Echo Fox, I still left number 1. And the only reason I left Echo Fox number 1 is they got the 2 games over Cloud9. Clutch Gaming beat 2 lesser teams this week. Echo Fox did lose to Golden Guardians, but I just think that's Golden Guardians being really good. And then Echo Fox won their next game against Optic, again an easier team, but it's hard to move them further down. I moved Cloud9 down to number 3 and Clutch up to number 2 because Clutch still is putting wins together in Cloud9. Last week lose, and this week lose to CLG, who we had in the final very last spot being the worst team. So it's hard to put Cloud9 higher. So Cloud9 moves down to 3rd. I still think they're a good team, but I moved Clutch up since Cloud9 didn't look good against Golden Guardians, got the win, and looked terrible against CLG, but I still think deserve number 3. Liquid stays in number 4, 100 Thieves 5, TSM 6 still because Thieves beat TSM. Liquid does lose to CLG, but I can't move anybody else higher than that. FlyQuest bottoms out and move all the way down. They lost 2 games.
Did you want to move them into 10th or?
Yeah, Optic.
FlyQuest
into 10th. Optic into 9th. Actually, CLG into 9th. Since they won, I don't know if it was a fluke or not, so we move CLG into 9th. Golden Guardians move all the way up to 7th because they had 2 really good games against the 2 strongest
pretty
teams.
Good weeks recently.
And they've been looking good. FlyQuest has looked like garbage the past 2-3 weeks. They drop all the way down to 10th. I don't think they're going to be doing anything. So FlyQuest is done. Optic in 8th, they still are looking good. And even though that they've beat Golden Guardians twice, I think Golden Guardians have been looking better against the stronger teams. Although the head-to-head, it's hard to say the head-to-head gets them when they're looking good against everybody else. So CLG moves up out of 10th with a good week, and they'll move up higher if they have another really good week here. So, yeah, we both agree on Golden Guardians. We agree on the majority of them. You're just too big of a Cloud9 fanboy to move them down.
The only thing that we have different right now would be Cloud9 and Optic and FlyQuest.
Basically different. You still got, I don't know why you don't have FlyQuest. I'd lost all faith in them. They've lost way too much.
I put them in 8th, but
they're done. They're 10th, bro. They're 10th. Probably where they're gonna end the entire thing at. So, first game. That is a difficult and big game right there.
Well,
there's a bunch
I will tell you. I'll tell you why everything's so difficult, right? Because we got those three. Those three are locked in for the playoff spot, right? But here's the thing: Echo Fox has an 11-3 record. Cloud9 is 10-4, one game behind. Clutch is 9-5, one game behind Cloud9. So if Echo Fox was to lose and Clutch wins, they're in a 3-way tie. If Cloud9 loses that day,
until Cloud9 pounds on Optic and takes first place for themselves.
Yeah, so it's
actually no, they still be tied there. Yeah. So let's get our predictions going here.
Yeah.
Clutch, Echo Fox. We'll leave that one because that one is going to be the closest and for the top spots there. FlyQuest CLG. That's another difficult one. I'm going CLG because Fly looks like ass, and CLG's been looking good. So CLG for me.
All right, so you're saying CLG and FlyQuest. FlyQuest looks like asshole, is what you say, and
yes,
CLG's been looking good. Yes, I have CLG just one spot below FlyQuest, I believe, right now. So I'm still gonna take FlyQuest. Just wait, hold on.
All right, get you some more losses racked up here real quick.
FlyQuest didn't really adapt to the meta at all. And we saw CLG. I think
No, you already picked FlyQuest.
No, it's not picked until after the show is over.
I'm messing with you,
I'm
bro.
giving my thought. I'm giving people my thought and the reason why I'm doing this. But
I could just pick everything that you pick for the rest of the year real quick and then keep the lead.
That's not fun.
I wouldn't do that to you, bro. All right, go ahead.
So yeah,
CLG or Fly?
I'll take CLG mainly because I did think that they looked really good on patch 8.4, and they do have high skilled players, higher skilled than FlyQuest did. FlyQuest, although they do have this extra week to practice this patch and maybe get better, the way CLG looked and how dominant they were last week against two really good teams doesn't really pitch well for FlyQuest winning that game. So I'm gonna go ahead and say CLG as well.
All right. C9 Optic, we both got C9 on that one, for sure.
Yeah.
Next one's another difficult one. TSM TL.
So this is what I actually have as the matchup of the week. So we will go forward and then we'll move back. But mainly because this is like the battle for that middle, that 5th and 6th, right? 5th, 6th, or even 4th place. And based on what happens here, because Team Liquid is 8-5 and TSM is 7-7. Or sorry, no, Team Liquid is 8-6. So yeah, so one win and they're tied. If TSM wins this, they're tied, and that kind of makes 100 Thieves kind of wary because then that also ties them 100 Thieves. We'll have another three-way tie in that middle bracket.
The teams match up really well. Beginning of the season, you think TSM beats them, but Doublelift smashed them the first time they went against each other, and I think that was one of the first weeks. Also,
it was the first. It was I think it was the first week. One of the. Yeah.
I think the way TL's been playing and the team that they have, I think they take this game. Pobelter and
it was the first game of the split.
They'll basically cancel each other out. Smithy's better than Mike Young. Impact and Hanser, again, another cancel out. Impact might edge them a little bit depending on what they play. I think Doublelift and Sven are about the same.
Impact was looking crazy last week. Like he was popping off like Worlds 2016 Worlds Impact.
But they still lost a game.
Yeah, that's true.
Anyway, to CLG. So, like I said, that's what's hard to say. But TSM loses to 100 Thieves. It's just I'm gonna go with TL on this one. I think Ale edges out Mithy and Smithy's better than Mike Young. I think everybody else is kind of even. But the way TL's been playing, I think they take this one.
I'll take on TL, but I'll one-up it and say that, yes, Smithy is better than Mike Young. All the rest of them are about even. But I think Impact is better than Hanser on this patch, mainly because Impact is a god on tanks in this patch.
So you taking TL on this one too, huh?
Yeah.
Well, all right.
Impact is a god on tanks, man. Like, do you not agree with that? Like,
I think he's good on pretty much everything, honestly. He's a good top laner.
Moving down to the last game of day 100 Thieves versus Golden Guardians. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna hop onto the hype train for the end of the week, for the end of the split. And I'm gonna say Golden Guardians on this one, just because I'm jumping on that train. I'm jumping on that train. I really want to,
because I like Golden Guardians. It would be a good chance for me to take another game from you, but we're going Golden Guardians too, because I like Golden Guardians, and I haven't liked 100 Thieves that much.
No.
So,
although their apparel's nice, their apparel's pretty damn sexy.
Yeah. Yeah, gotta go with Golden Guardians. 100 Thieves will probably win. They're definitely Golden Guardians definitely heavy underdog there. But the way their last 2 games went, man, it's hard to bet against them. So
moving on.
Golden Guardians on that one.
Next day, this is
Echo
actually
Fox CLG.
Actually kind of hard.
Does CLG come and smash all 3 of the top ranked people? 3, actually, they got FlyQuest, but they already beat Liquid and Cloud9. Do they beat Echo Fox?
Do they play Clutch
I don't see it. I don't see it. I take Echo Fox on that one over CLG. I think, yeah, Echo Fox.
They played Clutch the last game. I'm gonna take CLG on that one actually. That'll be a difference.
Okay.
Just because I really want, mainly because I think CLG right now in this patch can do it, but I also really want Echo Fox to lose.
I think you're a Cloud9 fanboy, so you want Echo Fox to lose.
Yep, Echo Fox to lose.
You gotta stop letting your fanboyness affect your decision making.
But that's how we pull in views, Kevin. I pull in those Cloud9 views, and
oh, that's what it is. I like Cloud9 too, man. But
I pull in those extra.
Here.
I pull in those extra views.
Analytically.
I pull in those extra views because they talk shit on TSM. So, because that makes a lot of people mad, so they'll watch, and it also makes other people happy, so they'll watch.
Okay, then we got Fly and Golden Guardians. I think we're both gonna go Golden Guardians on that. Stay on the hype train.
Now you said, hold on, let me make sure. You said Echo Fox for CLG, right?
Yeah.
All right, just making sure. I don't want to write it wrong.
Crazy to say something different, but.
And then we are going.
Yeah, that might be the upset that you get. We'll see.
Golden
then we
Guardians.
Got another good one, Clutch TL.
Yeah, I'm saying this week is actually pretty. This is pretty damn good games this week.
There's a lot of good ones, but I'm going Clutch on that one because Clutch just isn't losing.
They're looking really good.
TL's looking good. TL might edge him out there, but that's a really close game. I'm gonna call for Clutch on that one though.
Did just lose to CLG. They might be coming back from that, and that might be kind of devastating to them because I don't think Double Lift wanted to lose to CLG at all.
No, I'm sure he didn't, but that's after they beat 100 Thieves, which is a big win too. So.
Yeah,
Who you taking, bud? I know you got Clutch too. Just say it.
Yeah, it makes. I'm gonna take Clutch as well. Yeah, it makes sense. It's.
And then C9 TSM, we're going C9. I don't think you've picked against C9 once this season.
Nope, not this season.
I think I did once the Echo Fox. Actually, no, I didn't. I didn't Echo Fox C9. I still picked C9.
I did last split
because they
were looking worse last split. But I literally think Cloud9 can beat every team. They were very dominant this split, and I think it's reasonable to say that they should win every game that they play. It's reasonable. You can
100 Thieves Optic, that should be another decent game, but I think 100 Thieves just takes them out, honestly.
I think if 100 Thieves loses to Golden Guardians, which we want to happen, 100 Thieves will lose to Optic.
I think they'd come back and beat them anyway, even if they lost to Golden Guardians. Optic is not looking good.
Yeah, Optic, I have it in 10th place. They've dropped over the past 2 weeks. Haven't shown anything to make me actually say, hey, you guys look okay. No.
Right. So you're taking 100 Thieves too?
100 T.
Okay, and then I say the match of the week is not TSM TL.
Your match of the week.
I say match of the week is Clutch Echo Fox. And I mean, if you match the characters to each other, I mean, it's not really a contest. It's hard to say.
I will read it out, and you tell. I'll read it out.
Well, I can tell you, Solo against Huni.
Solo Huni.
Huni wins that one.
Lyra Dardoch.
Lyra Dardoc's way better.
Fabibin or Phoenix?
That one is about even, I would say. Fabibin edges him a little bit, but Phoenix has been playing really well. It's because he's just relatively unknown because he was Academy last year.
Apollo.
But I say they're pretty even.
Or Altec.
That one's another pretty close one.
And then last one, Hakuo or Adrian.
I mean, Adrian's been performing better.
Hakuo's been performing pretty damn good too.
He has, yeah. I mean, I'm gonna go Clutch on this one because I like Clutch and they've been doing really well. It's not how my
power rankings are.
Power rankings look right now, but that's because they haven't played each other. So my power rankings will switch and put Clutch into first place if Clutch wins these 2 games. If Clutch wins both their games, they go into first. I'd drop Echo Fox to third, and if C9 wins both theirs, I'd bump C9 above Echo Fox most likely.
Yeah.
Because if Echo Fox loses both their games, if they lose the Clutch and CLG, then they're definitely in third. I'll probably put Echo Fox second and C9 third if Echo Fox beats CLG but loses to Clutch still. But I put Clutch in that number 1 spot if that happens. So I'm taking Clutch here.
I'll take Echo Fox. This will be another. I guess another.
I think we only differed on 2 games, so you got to win both of them to even it out.
Yeah. So I'm gonna take an Echo Fox.
All right, how many upsets are we seeing this week? The upset games are Optic over C9, Golden Guardians over 100 Thieves, CLG over Echo Fox, TSM over C9, and Optic over 100 Thieves. Those are the possible upsets.
So did you say Clutch over Echo Fox is an upset too?
No.
Okay.
I mean, the game between first and third does not count as an upset.
And CLG over Echo Fox is an upset too, huh?
So like
2.
I said, Optic over C9,
2.
Guardians over 100 Thieves, CLG over Echo Fox, TSM over Cloud9, Optic over 100 Thieves. So there are 5 possible upsets.
I'm going to go ahead and say 3 because I can see the CLG over Echo Fox. I believe that's what I called for too, isn't it? Yeah, and then I can I definitely believe that Golden Guardians will be 100 Thieves. We called that one. And then
I'll take 2 this week. I'll take 2 upsets this week.
So we're
gonna happen.
Flipping. All right, 3 for me, 2 for you. I don't know how we're gonna. I didn't know how to tally up the points for us calling. Or
we don't need to
it.
put any points there. It's just a
cool
something to talk about.
It's just interesting though because you called it correct last time. It's
sir.
crazy. The fact that we can do that.
I'm gonna talk on the fantasy slide here. I'm gonna talk the first day because that's all I can look at on DraftKings since people want to see DraftKings. So day 1, you got CG Fox, you got FlyQuest CLG, you got Optic C9, TSM TL, and 100 Thieves Golden Guardians. So C9 is the biggest upset over Optic. 100 Thieves second biggest upset. Fox is supposed to beat CG, CLG over FlyQuest, TSM over TL is how they have it set up. So if I were making lineups on DraftKings, 5-game lineups with only single games are pretty difficult. So you want to pick 2 teams who you think are going to win, and you want to make more than one lineup, obviously, because it's going to be real hard to hone in on one. And some of the games are opposite of what we called. So Fox CG, picking a Clutch gaming lineup, it's going to be a high kill game anyway. You can have a Clutch gaming and CLG who should beat FlyQuest pretty handily also, and that lineup you should be able to get 2 of the mid laners as well. You can go so CLG is kind of like, I would say CLG is the game that you can most count on winning other than C9 over Optic. So what I would do is I would make 2 lineups with C9 and then 2 lineups with the upsets. So C9 and Clutch Gaming, 1 lineup, and then C9 and Golden Guardians, another lineup. I wouldn't bet on 100. I wouldn't pick any 100 Thieves people. They're really expensive. Fox is another decent lineup, so you can go Fox and CLG. And then for your last flex pick, I would pick Matt because he's going to be one of the cheapest people, and he's been scoring a lot of points. Even when they've been behind the game that they were losing, he scored more than the other team's support anyway. So what you do is you make 2 winning teams that are supposed to win. So you do Echo Fox and CLG, and then for your last pick, you're going to pick Matt up for Golden Guardians. Make sure you don't flex pick any top laners because they are not scoring very many points right now. Don't pick any. I'd say stay away from picking FlyQuest or 100 Thieves because FlyQuest will most likely lose. 100 Thieves has a chance to lose, and they're pretty expensive. So the teams you're going to want to pick from: C9, Fox, CLG, CG, 100 Thieves. Or not 100 Thieves, sorry, Golden Guardians. So those are the 4 teams I would make lineups with for DraftKings. Optic, stay away from Optic, they're losing. And C9 is going to be the most expensive, so you have to match them with Golden Guardians or Clutch.
Very insightful.
Yeah, there you go. And I'd almost always pick up Jensen if you're going with C9 lineup. He always scores plenty of points. Um, if you're going to C9 lineup, you want Jensen, you want Svenskeren and Smoothie. And then for your AD carry, you can grab Apollo or Deftly's been showing up pretty well too. And like I said, if you make a lineup like that, you can always pick up Matt at the end because he's been scoring a lot of points.
Alrighty.
You can't go wrong with the Fox CG game because it's probably going to be a pretty bloody game.
That is true. That's going to be a very good way to start the week. Looking at the tier list,
I mean, it could go either way. It could be really bloody. The way that Fox plays usually will make it bloody, but a lot of times, especially in this meta, you'll see games at like 2-1, 25 minutes into the game, and you're like, man, I picked people in DraftKings here. I'm not getting any points at all.
Yep.
So it makes I would not pick Clutch or Fox as team because you don't know who's going to score the more Barons or more Dragons between the two. So you want to pick Guardians or Cloud9 as the team, depending on your lineup. Little bit of insight on the DraftKings.
All right, looking into the fantasy LCS if you really want to win over your friends. But so I extended this list down to the top 15 just to kind of show where people have dropped a little bit and who's coming into it. Sneaky, we were seeing in the top 20. He's moved up with more consistency. Reckless, who we saw at he was sitting at 15. He was moving up like
way
2
down there. He's moved way up.
He's moved up like 2 or 3 spaces each week.
He's got Reckless.
Yeah.
Another big pick for DraftKings is Dardoch. If you're making your Echo Fox lineup, make sure you get Dardoch as the jungler. He's the only jungler in the top there. There's
15.
no supports. So if you're making your Fox lineup, you want Dardoch and Huni. Only top laner, only jungler in that top. But again, they're against CG in a game that they might lose. So maybe on day 2, you want to pick them up to make a different lineup.
Let's see.
And Golden Guardians will probably be cheap again in a game that's going to be really close. Golden Guardians against who on the second day?
Golden Guardians on the second day.
That'll be the
that should be really close. Well,
that'll
in
be
what
the
we
close
think.
One in price. That'll be the close one in price on DraftKings for the second day. Could go either way. They're probably still going to put FlyQuest over Golden Guardians. Actually, I'm not sure. Sucks because I can't look at it on DraftKings right now. They don't have that day up yet. But I'm assuming it's going to be Fly over Golden Guardians.
They are all tied at 4 out of 10, so.
Yeah. They go by Vegas odds or whatever, who's going to win each game, and then put those people in that way.
Okay. All right.
So, yeah.
So, did see some, this used to be purely dominated by NA, by the way, the top 10 and top 15. But we've seen some, EU people sneak up. So, if you're playing that fantasy LCS, I guess it's good to kind of look around at both. Exila had a pretty good week this last week, but prior to that, didn't really see much out of him, honestly. But that's another thing.
Unicorns have been trashed the entire season.
Cody's son,
last place.
Cody's son has jumped up really far because
he gets a lot of kills.
He's getting a lot of kills. They're doing a lot better.
100% kill participation also.
Yep.
I said stay away from 100 Thieves lineup. I'd like to pick them, but they might lose to Golden Guardians. So.
There he is, Cody's son, highest. We're going into week 8, which means after 7 weeks of play, the highest kill participation is Cody's son, and the most kills is he's tied with Phoenix, but Cody's son.
Yeah, tied with Phoenix for it.
Yeah, his name just comes first with a C. So.
High needs to stop dying. Don't pick high on your DraftKings unless you're doing 2 losing teams, and you can pick high and the other. What
was really interesting when I went through last week's and I was replacing this slide with replacing last week's with this new information. So the KDAs went from the highest KDA being 20 to the highest KDA throughout the whole league being 8.4 because there is so many bloody games and so many people died this week.
It couldn't have gone for the whole split from 20 to 8.
That's not even possible. Unless League of Legends fucked up on their.
They had to mess. If it was 20 last week, dude, it's not even possible to go down to 8 unless you had like 50 deaths over the weekend. Let's see. Forbidden.
Hold on.
Right?
We're gonna examine this. I'm going to.
Yeah, there's no way, dude. There's no way. You can't go from a 20 KDA to an 8 over 2 games. Like I said, unless you die 50 to 100 times.
So, this is week 7's. This is the one that I pulled just for today. So, 8.4, 7.4, 6.8. We go back to week 6. And... Oh, no, hold on.
Yeah,
oh,
so
that was on the
KDA
week. That was on the week.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. That had to be week.
That was on the week.
Yeah. So his KD actually went up a full point, which is still pretty ridiculous. Good job for Bibbin.
Yeah.
That's really good.
So, yep. And then, cool thing, Adrian actually slid up to most assists. Then we used to see a lot more junglers, which Dardoch is still in there. But there are more junglers. Vision score and assists used to be junglers. And now this week...
Vision score is going to drop out. It's still all junglers, but I'd say the last week it's going to be highest average vision score. With only 4 games left, it's going to be hard to take that spot, but it's possible we'll see 1 or 2 supports creep in there.
High is still maintaining his glorious spot.
Most deaths. Good job.
Most deaths.
But look at
on the split.
Second place is Hooney. That's awful, dude. Like, I could see High and Elimination in there, but Hooney
is
supposed to be the best top laner? Come on, bro.
He's the definition right now of that guy who sits in top or in mid lane in solo queue. He's like, man, I don't know how we're losing this game. I'm carrying this game. I have like 14 kills and 14 deaths.
Yeah.
So
he's like, I'm gonna play this Lucian top lane, and I'm gonna play this Yasuo top lane. Y'all could suck a dick.
I'm gonna get a lot of kills, but I'm gonna die a lot too.
Yeah.
So I think that
good week of League of Legends
pretty much
coming
covers up everything. Yeah, it covers everything for week 7, and moving into week 8, we've given you our predictions. This is gonna be a pretty cool week. This week, I think, besides week 9, of course, this one will be the defining moment to put everybody, and we'll be able to see what playoffs will be. I think we'll lock down 2 more playoff spots this weekend.
It's either going to be lock down more playoff spots or get into a real big jumble of who can possibly lock down 5th or 6th place.
Yep.
Because, I mean, the way we predicted it, we have 100 Thieves losing both games pretty much. So if they lose both games, they're out of the... Let me see real quick.
We predict 100 Thieves for the last game. There's the last game of the week, and their second game.
Yeah.
Versus Optic, we predicted them.
So if we have basically Liquid and 100 Thieves, we think might clutch their spot, but TSM we have losing, CLG we have winning. FlyQuest will drop to the bottom most likely. We'll probably have FlyQuest and Optic will be out. They cannot make the playoffs, and then TSM, CLG, Golden Guardians be a question of who gets 6th place.
Yeah.
And 100 Thieves and Liquid can lock in, but 100 Thieves might lose one, Team Liquid might lose one, and that'll both put them at 9 wins to where CLG can come up and so can TSM. But if they're both at 9 wins, then FlyQuest, Golden Guardians are out of it.
Just remember,
so Golden Guardians, even if they win all of theirs, they're at 8. TSM only has to win 1 more game to be tied with Golden Guardians.
But we projected them to lose both of the games this week.
TSM losing both games. Yeah, so we'll see. I mean, TSM is tough. They might make it to playoffs. They might win playoffs. You never know. They're good at 2 out of 3. So if they get that 6th spot, you don't know.
Going into the head-to-head, it's interesting to note that if TSM was to lose both of their games and Golden Guardians were to win both of their games, both of their first game, day 1 of week 9, is against each other.
Yeah.
So that could spell some difficulty for TSM because then it's like, oh shit, we actually have to beat Golden Guardians. We can't take this as a light game because if we lost both games last week, in perspective, we lost both games last week. If we lose this, we lose the head-to-head, and then if we lose tomorrow, we're fucked.
Yeah, TSM could pick up both wins though against TL and C9. They're still a good team.
They are, yeah. Which is where it becomes very interesting this week because it's like, wow, there's a lot of things you could see going one way, but then there's also an argument for it going the opposite direction. And then all these people there's a lot of ties and very small gaps between teams, to where if one thing was to go wrong, these gaps could shrink like dramatically, and you could see teams switching up. Equifax can drop to 3rd, like we were talking about. Clutch could move into 1st. C9 could maintain 2nd, possibly even move into 1st themselves. So it's
if C9 wins both and Echo Fox loses one, C9 will be tied for first.
Well, they'll change. Well, no, Echo Fox is still winning the head-to-head, but if Echo Fox lost another one, they'd.
If Echo Fox loses CLG somehow and Clutch, it's rough to say.
Drop.
Well, it'll be an exciting week again of League of Legends, how everything's going to turn out. It'll be very fun to watch, so make sure you guys check out this week NA LCS and check out next week's Perspective, and we'll go over what happened.
And meaning of, how long are we going to keep? Are we going to take this to MSI, or
what?
Are we taking this into MSI? Like, do you want to? Are we doing episodes in between the gap between playoffs and MSI, or?
We could do a couple. Yeah, that's fine.
And kind of say, okay, going into MSI. So there you go, guys. There's something to look forward to. We'll talk about what the MSI tournament will look like going into it after we see the playoffs.
And I pay attention to all the other leagues too, so I know the LCK, LPL, a little bit of EU LCS.
I've been actually watching a lot of EU, so I can bring some EU.
There you go. You can do that part. I can tell you about LPL and LCK.
I just don't get to stay up late anymore.
I'll just tell you, Kingzone Gaming's gonna smash everybody at MSI.
Okay. But yeah, so we'll bring.
Let's put it that way.
Oh yeah, though, interesting enough. This one thing we forgot to say: Vietnam has their own region now. So I don't know if you guys.
They're gonna get smashed.
I don't know if our. No, here's the thing. I don't know if our viewers watched the dive, but Jat brought up an interesting point. North America does not have to play in the play-ins of Worlds anymore. Because now that there's
all three teams in.
Yeah, because now that there is an uneven number of verified leagues, and Vietnam won't have to play through those random wild card tournaments.
Korea already got to get theirs.
Yeah,
Korea already got to get
they're gonna do four.
So LPL still gonna have to get somebody in.
No, they're gonna do 4 leagues, right? So the 4 leagues are gonna be the majors. It's gonna be Korea, LPL, EU, and North America. LMS is still seen as a younger region to NA, and then Vietnam is still a younger region to NA, and so is Turkey. So therefore, they have to play through the play-ins. North America will not. And no, last year...
Are you saying EU and LPL don't have to go to play-ins anymore either?
They didn't last year.
Yeah, they did.
Oh, wait. They did. No, wait, did it? Okay, I'm not going to look that shit up. But, yeah.
They did. Both...
From what Jat was saying...
All three. LPL, NA, and EU all had a team in play-ins. The top 2 from those 3 went in. The top 3... So the top 2 from those 3 regions, plus the top 3 from LCK, so that brought it to 9 teams, right? So 3, 2, 2, 2. So you had 9 teams, and then you had 4... teams come from the play-ins. Was it 4? No, it was 8 teams from the play-ins, I believe, right? Actually, it should have only been, there were 4 round robins. One had in EU, one had in Vietnam, one had LPL, and one had NA. So there were 4 teams to come through out of that.
In the play-ins, there was 4 groups, A, B, C, D. Each had 3 teams. There was one Chinese team, 1 North American team, 1 EU team, and then Fenerbahce was a random league team. And those were the 3 top seeds for each of the groups. The rest were wild card tournaments, or what do they call them? Like
Well, no, they were all in there. They took 1 wild card team from that, I guess, because Fenerbahce wasn't supposed to win theirs. Somebody else was.
Rampage. No, sorry, Hong Kong Attitude.
Yeah, they were the ones that were supposed to go through, but they lost to Fenerbahce. So that's only 4 teams, and then you had. They had to have a.
They had a head-to-head afterwards where the qualifier.
Well, so who all went to Worlds? It was 3 from NA, 3 from LPL, 3 from EU. Then you had, so that's
Fenerbahce was the random wild card.
So well, still that's only, so there's 12 teams. That'd be 13. So there has to be 1 more team
in the group stage.
There has to be 3 more teams actually, because group stage there's 16 people. In
the group stage, there's 4 groups of 4 people, 16 people.
Yeah, so you 16.
have for the LCK, we have SKT, Longzhu, and who is it?
KSV,
Samsung Galaxy.
Yeah.
And then for NA,
like I said, you had 3 from the 4 main regions, so that's 12. So then there are 4 more teams.
So Gigabyte Marines, Fenerbahce, Flash Wolves from LMS, WE came in from play-ins.
No, WE's LPL.
I know, but they came in from play-ins still though. So Gigabyte Marines.
Yeah, but that doesn't matter. What I'm trying to say is
Gigabyte Marines, Fenerbahce, Flash Wolves.
Flash Wolves automatically got a spot in. They didn't have to go to play-ins.
Yeah. AHQ.
Gigabyte Marines automatically got in. They didn't go through play-ins either. So the top from Vietnam, the top from Taiwan, the 4 play-ins, and then there's one other team that we're missing. Who's that one team?
That's the thing. I don't know. Immortals. We have Immortals, Cloud9, blah, blah.
Okay, let me see.
AHQ and Flash Wolves were 2 from LMS.
Flash Wolves and who?
AHQ. Because then
AHQ?
Yeah. Because then you have Edward Gaming, Roll Never Give Up, and WE from LPL.
That's the other one that went automatically in, I guess.
Yeah.
Because Fenerbahce, C9,
Fnatic and WE.
And Fnatic. Those 4 came from play-ins. All 3 top LCKs automatically went in. 2 from, what'd you say, LMS?
LMS, which was AHQ and Flash Wolves.
Yeah, AHQ and Flash Wolves automatically went in, and then Gigabyte Marines automatically went in.
Yep. I think there was another LMS team that was supposed to come up, but they did not.
That's AHQ was the other LMS. The third LMS team was supposed to win their group stage and lost to Fenerbahce.
No. AHQ is not. That's Hong Kong Attitude you're talking about. AHQ was already in.
What?
AHQ was already in.
Oh, AHQ.
Yeah.
So who was the other team? Who was the team that was? Let's see.
Hong Kong Attitude.
HKA. Okay.
Yeah, HKA, Hong Kong Attitude.
Yeah, they were supposed to go through because they were the other team
they were
from
the LMS team, yeah.
Yeah, so you get the groups were always this. It always went like that. Group A, B, C, D. One had LMS, one had LPL, one had NA, one had EU, and they actually had to go against Team 1 from Brazil, so they just smashed them.
Yeah.
So it's supposed to set up to where from the 4 main regions, they're supposed to take the number 1 spot, and then they go against number 2s and beat all of them. But Hong Kong Attitude got 2 in there, so they had to go against Fnatic, and they're not winning that, so they got screwed over. And Fnatic almost got screwed over because they have to go against the team that was supposed to be number 1.
Yep.
Because if that happens, if like Cloud9 or Team Wii end up number 2, and then they have to go against like Wii or Cloud9 go against Fnatic, then it's a big upset for somebody not to make Worlds. Then you have 2 crappy teams make Worlds.
Well, it was cool to see Fenerbahce get in because...
Which I think has happened before.
Fenerbahce actually... Where did they go?
I mean, Fenerbahce got smashed, dude. They went 0-2.
0-6 in the group stage.
Yeah, well, they had to go against G2, Samsung, and Royal Never Give Up. So,
but hey,
what do you expect? G2's got screwed over in that one bad.
Good experience. Good experience.
Immortals got smashed because they had to go Fnatic and Longzhu.
Cloud9.
And then C9 gets through going against SKT. They had the easier one, AHQ and Edward Gaming, so Cloud9 got the easier one. And then TSM loses to Misfits.
TSM was supposed to win that group because WE was supposed to be second.
WE is not very good. Misfits, not very good. Flash Wolves, not very good. And TSM just scrub-a-dubbed it out.
Yep.
Like they do every year. So I don't even really want to see TSM at Worlds this year because I don't want to see them scrub it up again.
I want a team in there that can actually do something, you know?
Yes, somebody that's actually and do something. I'd like to see Clutch in there because the way that they play might that style and underdogness. Maybe I want to see Cloud9, obviously, and I'd like to see I think Echo Fox in there. Huni back at Worlds would be good too, and those are the top 3 teams right now. So
yeah,
maybe
that takes us to the hour, and yeah, it's pretty good talk. Interesting to see how possible MSI is going to be really cool to see where everybody stacks up. Then more speculation about Worlds. So
MSI will be good. We'll see who represents NA. It could be any 3 of those. Like I said, it could still be TSM if they scrub out that spot, and then they're good at 2 out of 3s. They might come back and take the whole split and be representing us at MSI.
Alrighty, well, with that,
it's very possible. We'll see.
Yep, with that, we will end the stream. Thank you guys for watching The Perspective, and if you like it, don't forget to follow both of us. You can watch at twitch.tv/NightNightKid or twitch.tv/TheFantasyGamer. You can also follow the YouTube channel, which is up here, right there, and you can go ahead and watch all the previous episodes, and then we will be continuing this at 7 o'clock Central Time, 6 o'clock Mountain, 5 o'clock Pacific, every Tuesday so far. So if you like it, give it a thumbs up, and we will see you guys next week. Don't forget to watch the LCS. Thank you. Hey, I almost forgot. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you like the content, we'll be back for more next week.